Let me tell you something most people never realize while they're building wealth. Getting rich does not always feel good. In fact, in the beginning, it usually feels boring, slow, and sometimes frustrating. You'll even feel like you're not making any progress. That's why so many people quit right before things start working. Because the early signs of wealth don't look like money. They look like discipline. They look like self-control. They look like small, quiet decisions that nobody praises you for. So if you've ever said to yourself, "Why am I working so hard but not feeling rich?" Or, "Why does everyone else look like they're ahead of me?" This video is for you. Today, we'll go over 8 signs you're secretly getting rich, even if you don't feel like it. No complicated math. No financial jargon. Just real signs that your mindset and habits are shifting toward wealth, even if your bank account doesn't show it yet. Stay till the end, because sign number 8 is what most people misunderstand, and it's the last thing you experience before real financial freedom begins. Let's get started. Sign 1. Your spending has slowed down, even if your income hasn't grown much. One of the first and strongest signs you're secretly getting rich is that you naturally start spending less. Not because you're broke, but because you've become intentional. You stop buying things to impress people. You stop chasing trends. You stop needing every new phone, shoe, or outfit. You start asking yourself simple but powerful questions like, do I really need this? Is this worth the future I'm building? And here's the beautiful part. You don't feel deprived. You actually feel calm. You feel in control. Rich people don't hate money. They just hate wasting it. When you start feeling proud of yourself for saving instead of spending, that's a quiet sign your mindset has shifted from consumption to ownership. It's not about being stingy. It's about being smart. If you now think twice before making a purchase you used to make without blinking, you're not becoming cheap. You're becoming wealthy. Sign 2. You care more about cash flow than flash. At some point, something changes inside you. You stop caring about looking rich, and you start caring about being rich. You stop asking, what can I buy with this money? And start asking, what can this money buy for me every month? That's cash flow thinking. You begin to notice that true wealth isn't about cars or jewelry. It's about freedom, stability, and consistent income. You become more interested in the quiet millionaire who owns real estate, digital assets, or businesses, and less impressed by the person flashing designer clothes, but living paycheck to paycheck. When your focus shifts from showing off to building systems that pay you, that's a major milestone. Because people who chase flash get broke fast. But people who chase flow get free. Sign 3. You feel poorer than before, and that's actually a good sign. This one is confusing at first. When you start managing money the right way, you'll often feel poorer. You'll feel like you have less money than before. That's because you're finally aware. You now track your expenses, monitor your savings, and think about long-term plans. You see your financial reality clearly, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. But awareness is wealth. Before, you might have been living without knowing where your money went. Now, every dollar has a purpose. Feeling poor because you're finally in control is way better than feeling rich because you're financially blind. Wealth starts with awareness. That feeling of not having enough isn't a sign of failure. It's proof that you're finally seeing the truth. Sign 4. You can delay rewards without feeling miserable. This is one of the biggest signs you're getting rich. You can wait. You can delay pleasure. You can say not now and actually mean it. You don't need instant gratification anymore. You've learned patience. Wealthy people are not the ones who always find the next big thing. They're the ones who wait for their seeds to grow. You've realized that skipping a small pleasure today could buy you massive freedom tomorrow. And here's the difference. You're not bitter about waiting. You're proud of it. If you can delay rewards without feeling punished, you've mastered one of the most valuable habits of the rich. Sign 5. Your financial goals have become simple and boring. When you first dream about wealth, your goals sound exciting. Mansions, exotic cars, designer watches. But when you start actually moving toward wealth, your goals get boring. And that's a good thing. Your goals become things like pay off debt, build a 6-month emergency fund, invest consistently every month, earn steady income without stress. It's not flashy, but it's real. That's how true wealth begins. Not with hype, but with habit. When your goals are simple, consistent, and realistic, you've entered the real wealth building stage. Because anyone can dream. Few can stay disciplined enough to actually build. Sign 6. You think long-term when others think short-term. You no longer chase quick wins. You don't panic during market drops. You don't buy things just because everyone else is buying. You think ahead. You plan for years, not weeks. You understand that time is your biggest wealth builder, not luck or trends. When others are chasing hype, you're planting seeds. And while they're celebrating short-term wins, you're watching your long-term strategy grow quietly in the background. This patience compounds, not just your money, but your peace of mind. If you're willing to look foolish today for freedom tomorrow, that's a strong sign of real wealth thinking. Sign 7. You're calm when money problems come up. This one is subtle, but powerful. When you start to build wealth, you stop panicking about money. You still have challenges, but you face them differently. Instead of reacting emotionally, you analyze them logically. You stop ignoring your bills or pretending problems don't exist. You deal with them calmly. That calmness means you're no longer a slave to money. You're its manager. Money obeys those who stay calm. And when you can handle financial stress without fear, you've mastered one of the richest skills there is, emotional control. Sign 8. You value freedom more than flexing. This is the ultimate sign. You no longer want to look rich. You want to be free. You don't care about showing off anymore. You care about time. You care about peace. You care about options. Freedom becomes more exciting to you than validation. You realize that money is not just about luxury. It's about choices. The ability to work when you want, live where you want, and design life on your terms. When that becomes your focus, you've officially stepped into true wealth. Because real wealth isn't about how big your house is. It's about how big your peace is. If you found yourself relating to even 3 of these 8 signs, congratulations. You're doing far better than you think. Wealth is built quietly. It grows in the background while everyone else is distracted. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. If you stay consistent, patient, and disciplined, the money will follow.